I, 34M, need advice about my wife Amy who's planning to run away with my ex-brother-in-law Jake. Here's everything that happened. I met Amy in 2018 through my sister Sarah. They went to college together and shared an apartment for 3 years. Amy worked as an accountant and Sarah was finishing her law degree. They remained best friends even after Sarah moved out to live with Jake. Jake and Sarah met at a bar in 2016. He worked in real estate and made good money. They dated for 8 months before getting married. I wasn't sure about Jake at first because Sarah had only known him for a short time, but he seemed like a decent guy. He came from a wealthy family, was well educated, and treated Sarah well. I started hanging out with Jake at family events. We both liked sports and often watched games together. He invited me to poker nights with his friends. I went a few times but stopped when I noticed they played with large amounts of money. Jake always lost big but laughed it off saying he could afford it. Amy and I got closer during Sarah's wedding preparations. She was the maid of honor and I was the best man. We started dating a few months after the wedding. Amy moved in with me after a year. Everything was perfect until 2021 when Sarah found out about Jake's gambling. Jake had lost his job 6 months before but kept it hidden from everyone. He used their savings to gamble, hoping to win it back. When that was gone, he took loans from sketchy people. Sarah found out when debt collectors started calling their house. Jake had lost over $200,000. Sarah wanted to help Jake get treatment but he refused. She found more lies. He had maxed out credit cards in her name and forged her signature on loan documents. I helped Sarah hire a lawyer and paid for some of her legal fees. Amy supported Sarah through everything. Jake disappeared during the divorce. Sarah had to sell their house to pay his debts. She moved in with us for 3 months until she found a new place. Amy took care of everything, helped Sarah find an apartment, dealt with the bank, and organized garage sales to sell Jake's stuff. Amy and I got married in 2022. We bought a house together and both had good jobs. Amy handled our finances since she was an accountant. I trusted her completely and never checked our accounts. Jake showed up at our door in March 2024. He looked different, lost weight, wore cheap clothes, seemed humble. He said he had gotten help for his addiction and wanted to apologize to everyone. Sarah refused to see him. Amy convinced me to give him a chance. She said Sarah needed closure and Jake deserved a chance to make things right. Jake started coming around more often. He helped Amy with house repairs while I was at work. He fixed our deck, painted the garage, and did yard work. Amy said he was trying to pay back for the help we gave Sarah. Jake and Amy spent a lot of time together but I didn't worry because I trusted them both. I travel every month for work. Usually gone Monday to Friday. Last week I came back on Thursday instead of Friday. I got home around 2 p.m. and saw Jake's car in our driveway. The front door was locked but I have a key. I heard noises from upstairs. I went up quietly and found them in our bedroom. I recorded a short video on my phone and left. I drove to a hotel and started checking things. I logged into our bank account and found large transfers to an account I didn't know about. Amy had moved almost $50,000 since January. I checked our security cameras next. Jake came to our house almost every day while I was gone. Sometimes early morning, sometimes late at night. They ordered food, watched movies in our living room, and acted like a couple. I looked through Amy's laptop and found emails about eloping to Vegas. They booked flights for next month and reserved a wedding chapel. Jake wrote about starting a new life together away from everyone. Amy replied saying she couldn't wait to leave everything behind. I haven't confronted Amy yet. She's acting normal, making plans for the weekend like nothing happened. I told Sarah everything. She wants me to expose them to our families and friends. She said Jake probably targeted Amy on purpose to get revenge. I talked to a friend who's a lawyer. He said I should protect myself legally before confronting them. I have a meeting with a divorce lawyer tomorrow. I saved copies of all emails, bank statements, and security videos. Part of me wants to tell everyone what they did. But I also want to be smart about this because of the money. Jake has experience hiding assets during divorce. I don't want them to have time to hide more money or make up stories. I keep thinking about all the times I defended Jake to Sarah. All the times I left Amy alone with him thinking I could trust them. I feel stupid for not seeing what was happening in my own house. Should I confront them now or wait until I've protected myself legally? What should I do about the money they took? I need advice on handling this mess. Update 1. Thank you everyone for the advice. A lot has happened since my last post. I met with the divorce lawyer and started proceedings. We managed to freeze our joint accounts and credit cards before Amy could transfer more money. I planned to confront Amy after meeting the lawyer, but things blew up before that. Sarah ran into Jake and Amy at a restaurant last weekend. They were having dinner with Jake's parents, the same people who claimed they hadn't spoken to Jake in years. Sarah called me immediately. She was angry that Jake's parents knew about the affair but kept it hidden. I told her not to make a scene, but she went back inside and confronted all of them. Amy tried to leave but Sarah blocked her way. Jake's parents asked everyone to sit down and talk. The truth that came out was worse than I imagined. Jake and Amy's affair started in 2020, before Sarah's divorce. Amy helped Jake hide money during the divorce. She created fake investment accounts in her name where Jake transferred funds before Sarah found out about his gambling. That's why Amy pushed me to forgive Jake when he came back. They needed my trust so Jake could get close to Sarah again. They wanted to find out if Sarah still had documents from their divorce that could prove the fraud. Jake's parents knew everything. They helped Jake hide from debt collectors in 2021 by letting him stay at their vacation house. They also knew about his relationship with Amy. They kept quiet because Jake promised to pay back the money they spent covering his gambling debts. But there's more. Sarah found Jake's current girlfriend on Facebook. Her name is Lisa and she lives in the next town. They've been together for a year. Lisa had no idea about Amy. When Sarah messaged her, Lisa revealed Jake had taken nearly $30,000 from her savings. He told her he needed money for a business opportunity. Amy left the restaurant after Sarah mentioned Lisa. She called me later that night saying she's pregnant. She claims it's my baby but the timing doesn't match. We haven't been intimate since January because I was always tired from work. Now I know why she never complained about that. I moved out of our house and am staying with my parents. Amy keeps calling and texting. She says she can explain everything. She claimed Jake manipulated her and promised to leave Lisa. She wants me to understand that she only helped him because she felt bad about how Sarah treated him during the divorce. Jake disappeared again after the restaurant incident. His parents say they don't know where he is. Lisa filed a police report about the stolen money. She found out Jake used her personal information to take out loans in her name. My lawyer says we have a strong case for divorce and fraud. The video evidence, bank records, and security camera footage prove the affair. Sarah's lawyer is working to reopen her divorce case because of the hidden money. They need Amy to testify about the fake accounts she created. Amy's parents came to see me yesterday. They said Amy is depressed and barely eating. They think Jake brainwashed her and I should give her another chance. They don't know about the money yet. Amy begged me not to tell them. I don't know what to do about Amy's pregnancy claim. My lawyer advised getting a paternity test but Amy refuses to schedule one. She says asking for a test proves I never trusted her. Jake's parents want me to wait until the baby is born before filing for divorce. The bank is investigating the transfers Amy made. They found more accounts we didn't know about. Amy used her position at the accounting firm to hide the transactions. Her company is now investigating her work records. I'll update again when I know more about the legal stuff. Right now I'm focused on documenting everything and protecting my finances. Sarah and Lisa are helping me track Jake's history of scams. We think there might be more victims. NTA. Your wife and Jake are scammers. Don't believe anything they say. NTA. Get the paternity test no matter what. Lawyer up and protect yourself. Update 2 things have gotten more complicated since my last update. The paternity test results came back. I'm not the father. Amy is 4 months pregnant with Jake's baby. She finally admitted they had been planning this for over a year. After my last post, 3 more women contacted Sarah about Jake. All had similar stories. Jake dated them while seeing Amy, took their money, and disappeared. One woman lost her house because Jake convinced her to take a second mortgage for a fake investment. Jake showed up at my parents' house last week. He wanted to make a deal. He offered to return $75,000 if we dropped the fraud charges. He claims he has evidence that Amy was behind everything. He showed us emails where Amy planned how to take money from Sarah during her divorce. Amy moved in with her parents after they found out about the stolen money. She lost her job at the accounting firm. The company audit revealed she had been helping clients hide money from their spouses for years. She got commission for each account she helped set up. Sarah's old divorce papers showed more proof of fraud. Amy created fake business expenses for Jake's real estate company. She filed tax returns showing losses when the company was actually making money. The IRS is now investigating both of them. Lisa found out she wasn't Jake's only current girlfriend. He was dating a woman in another state. This woman's brother is a cop who started looking into Jake's history. They found arrest records from 2015 for investment fraud. Jake served 6 months in jail. Amy's story keeps changing. First, she said Jake forced her to help him. Then she claimed she did it because she loved him. Now she says she only wanted to save enough money to leave me. She told her parents I was controlling and checked all her spending. Her parents believed her at first. They hired a lawyer to fight the divorce. But then they found out Amy had stolen money from them too. She remortgaged their house using fake documents. They almost lost their home of 40 years. The divorce proceedings got delayed because Amy contested everything. She wanted half of my retirement fund and tried to claim she owned part of my parents' business because she did their taxes. The judge didn't agree. Jake's parents stopped defending him after the police showed them proof of his other crimes. They admitted Jake had stolen from them many times. His mother showed us checks he forged in 2019. They were too embarrassed to press charges before. My lawyer found the property Jake and Amy leased. It's a small hotel near Vegas. They plan to use the stolen money to renovate it. Amy signed the lease using her mother's name. They paid 6 months' rent in advance using cash from Lisa's savings. Sarah's case has been reopened. The judge was angry about the hidden assets. Jake might face criminal charges in 3 states now. His other victims are pressing charges too. I'll update when there's more news. The legal cases are moving slowly, but my lawyer says we have solid evidence. Amy keeps trying to contact me through different numbers. She even sent a letter to my office saying she's naming the baby after me. Update 3. Final update on this mess. A lot happened in the last few months. The divorce is finally done. I got most of my money back through the settlement, and Jake is in jail facing charges in multiple states. Amy had the baby 2 weeks ago. She tried to put my name on the birth certificate, but my lawyer stopped it. Jake doesn't want anything to do with the baby. He told the court Amy trapped him by lying about birth control. The police caught Jake at the airport last month. He was trying to fly to Mexico using a fake passport. They found $100,000 cash in his luggage. The money belonged to a retired couple he scammed in Florida. He told them he was selling vacation homes. Sarah won her case. The judge ordered Jake to pay back everything he stole plus interest. The evidence of Amy helping him hide assets made the case stronger. Jake has to pay Sarah $350,000 once he gets out of jail. Lisa won her case too. The bank reversed the loans Jake took in her name after proving fraud. She started a support group for Jake's other victims. They found 15 more women he scammed over the past 10 years. Amy's parents lost their house because of her fraud. They live in a small apartment now and had to delay their retirement. They stopped defending Amy after finding out she stole from their other children too. Amy's sister lost her college fund. The accounting firm Amy worked for lost several clients because of her schemes. They're still finding fake accounts she created. Some of her clients are being investigated for tax fraud. The firm sued her for damaging their reputation. I moved to Boston for a new job. I blocked Amy's number and all her social media. She tried to contact me through mutual friends, but they cut her off too. Last I heard, she lives with her cousin and works at a grocery store. Jake got sentenced to 7 years in prison. He tried to blame everything on Amy, but the evidence proved he planned most of the scams. His parents testified against him after finding out he stole their retirement savings. Sarah is doing better. She started dating someone new and moved to New York for work. She helps other people check for financial fraud now. Jake's crimes taught her how to spot the warning signs. Sometimes I think about how different things would be if I had checked our accounts sooner. But I'm glad I found out before they took more money. I learned an expensive lesson about trusting people blindly. Thanks everyone for the support during this crazy year. I'm focusing on my new life and career now. The whole experience taught me to be more careful about who I let into my life. NTA, glad you got out. Hope they both rot in jail. NTA, your ex-wife is just as bad as Jake. They deserved each other.